Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome for the first time. Today I'm going to share with you literally the easiest, most simplest thing ever to make, which is beans from scratch, aka frijoles de la olla. You literally only need beans, water, and salt. That is it. And you can serve them up as is with a few toppings like I'm doing, or you can then use them to make refried beans or beans with chorizo, and they'll make the perfect side to any dish. So let's get started. We're gonna take out our beans, and I like to use Peruvian beans, but you can use, of course, pinto beans, black beans, whatever you've got. Just keep in mind that they do take different times to cook. So the first thing we're going to do is just lay out our beans on our counter like this, and we're going to pick out the bad beans, the rotten beans, the ugly beans, whichever ones just don't look appetizing. And then after that, we're going to throw them all into our pot, and then we're going to want to clean our beans. So you want to rinse them with water a good 3 or 4 times, or until the water runs clear. And while you're doing this, you might also find more bad beans that you didn't catch quite earlier, and so keep a lookout for that. Then we're going to take our beans over to our stove top, and we are going to pour our water into our pot. Now, I used about 8 cups of water for about 3 cups of beans, but you will need some more water later because your beans will soak up a good amount of this water. So at the same time, put some water to boil, maybe about 2 more cups of water. Put it to boil so that when we add it later, our water's already hot and it doesn't stop the cooking process of our beans. So put a lid on them and then put the heat up to high because we just want to get them to boil first. And while that's happening, we are going to prepare some of our toppings. You can top them with whatever you like, but I'm gonna mix some onion and cilantro here real quick. So just enjoy the next few seconds here of me just chopping up my toppings. You want to make sure that you chop them up really finely so that you don't have big chunks in your beans, unless of course that is how you prefer it. And remember that adding cilantro and onion to your beans is of course optional. If you don't like onions or you don't like cilantro, you do not have to serve them with your beans. You can honestly add whatever toppings you like. I'm gonna add other things like serrano peppers and queso fresco and avocado, and so just customize your toppings to what your likings are. And so this is what our mixture looks like. You can of course use this for other things like tacos and stuff, not just beans. Once we have it all chopped up, we're then going to go back to the stovetop. Our beans should be boiling by now, and so we're just going to season them generously with some salt. Since this is our only seasoning, you want to make sure that you're using enough salt because it is what is going to enhance the flavor of our beans and give us a nice delicious caldo. So then I'm just going to put a lid on them, and then we're going to cook our beans low and slow. So this is going to take a while. I'm going to turn the heat down to low, and this is how low looks like on my stovetop, just showing you because it might look different on yours. After about 2 hours, this is what my beans look like. They have soaked up a lot of the water, and so remember when I told you to boil a few more cups of water, this is when we're going to add them. So I added about 2 more cups of hot water to my beans, and then we're just going to give that a little stir, and then we're going to taste to see if we need more salt. You always want to taste your food in the middle of the process to make sure you end up with a good amount of seasoning. So of course, since we're adding more water, we're probably for sure going to need some more salt. So I added some more salt, and then after that I'm just going to put a lid back on, keep my heat at low, and I'm going to cook them for about another hour. And after that, this is what my beans look like. You're gonna know they're done if you just take a bean between your thumb and your index finger, and it takes little to no pressure to just mash it. Or you can of course take taste it, and if you don't feel any more hard bits in there and it just melts in your mouth, then your beans are done. And yes, I know this is a lengthy process. Some people like to soak their beans the night before so that they don't have to cook them as long, but I like to cook mine low and slow. I feel like it develops the flavor better, and it's just the way my mom always did it. So of course, I'm gonna do what my mom does. And so this is how I serve them up, with queso fresco and some serrano and avocado, and of course our onion and cilantro, and of course a rolled up tortilla on the side, because it's not Mexican if we don't have our tortillas. And this is now me showing you how I would fry up my beans, because of course I make a big batch of beans to just eat them in different ways throughout the week. And so I just heated up some oil in a pan, threw some onion in there, a piece of serrano pepper, and you can use chile de árbol or no chile at all if you would prefer. And then once the oil is hot and my onions are a little bit soft, I'm going to add a little bit of water just because I want to loosen them up a little bit. But some people like to do milk or chicken broth. You can do whatever you'd like. And then I'm going to season them with just a little bit of chicken bouillon or chicken nor, because I want to just add a little something in there, but just a little bit, because our beans are already well seasoned with salt. And then once our beans come to a little bubble, we're going to mash them up really well, or until you have your desired consistency. And this is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, I appreciate you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It'll help me out so much. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. Also, follow me on Instagram at Elvie. I've been posting a lot more content on there that I think you'd enjoy. Okay, bye now. I'll see you in my next video.